So today we'll talk about the basic mathematical concepts, and later on we'll know what are those. So let's start. Basic mathematical concept. Our topics are number, multiplication, subtraction, division, addition, fraction, integers, measurements, geometry, rates and ratios, proportion and percents, statistics, scientific notation, distance formula, decimals. Number. Think of numbers as the tools we use to count things around us. When you count your toys or the slices of pizzas, you're essentially using numbers. They come in different types, like the whole numbers, counting numbers like 1, 2, 3, negative numbers like 1, 2, 3, and even numbers that can't be written as simple fractions, like the never-ending decimal or pi. Addition. Addition is like combining groups or quantities. When you add, you're putting things together to find a total. It's like when you collect stickers or coins, just you want to know many you have all together. Just add them up. 1 plus 1, 2, easy right? Subtraction. Subtraction is like playing the game of taking away. If you have 8 candies and your friend takes 3, you can figure out how many candies you have left by subtracting 3 from 8. It's like counting backward. Multiplication. It's like supercharging addition. When you multiply, you're essentially adding a number to itself multiple times. For example, if you have 3 groups or 4 apples, you're essentially adding 4 apples 3 times. 4 plus 4 plus 4. So multiplication is just a quicker way adding numbers together. Division helps you figure out how many candies and friends gets. So if you have 12 candies and 4 friends, you're essentially dividing 12 by 4 to find out that each friend gets 3 candies. Fractions. Fractions are like pieces of imagine you have a pizza and you want to share it with your friends. Each person gets a fraction of the pizza. The numerator tells you how many slices you have, and the bottom number, denominator, tells you how many pizzas slices make a whole pizza. Integers is a set of number that includes whole numbers. A whole number, not a fractional number that can be positive, negative, or zero. Examples of integers are -5, 1, 8, 97, and 3,442. Examples of that are not integers are -1, 43, 1 and 3/4, 3.14, 09, so on. Measurement. Measurement is all about understanding and comparing sizes of quantities. It's like using rulers, scales, or clocks to figure out how big, heavy, or long something is, or how much time has passed. It helps make sense of the world around us and communicate information accurately. So that's all.
So, geometry, a branch of mathematics that deals with the measurement, properties, and relations of points, lines, angles, surface, and solids. So let's go to the next topic, rates and ratios. So let's start with the rate. A rate compares numbers of qualities in different units. A unit rate is a rate with a denominator of 1. Unit rates are useful because they allow us to compare rates. Proportions are formed, then two ratios or rates are equivalent. So, for example, Smith family drove 250 miles away from their house to the to their grandparents' house, and they consume 4.2 gallons. So let's compute how many miles per gallon did they use per mile. So all we're gonna need to do is we're gonna divide it 150 miles divided by 4.2 gallons. So the answer will be 35.7 miles per gallons. So next is ratio. Ratio compares numbers of quantities in the same unit. So from the word compares of numbers is or quantities in the same unit. For example, there are 12 boys in one room and 4 girls. So therefore the ratio of the students in that room is 3:1. Why? Because we divide them into 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. Well, the 4 divided by 1 for the girls is 1. 4 divided by 4 in the girls is 1. So therefore, the ratio of that room is 3:1. So next is proportion. What is proportion? The size, number, or amount of one thing or group as compared to the size, number, or amount of another. The proportion of, for example, let's say the proportion of boys or girls in our class is 3:1. So to a balanced or pleasing arrangement. So just like the example, my example on rates and ratio, which I say there are 12 boys and 4 girls in that common room. So therefore the ratio of that room is balanced. So next is percentage. What is percentage, by the way? A percentage is a ratio, fraction, and proportion of a whole which is represented as 100. Excuse me. The word percentage comes from the Latin phrase percentrum, which means by 100 or per 100. Percentage can be represented with a numerical value followed by the percent symbol. So for example, let's use my example earlier. So 100%. So there are 12 boys and 4 girls. So which means if we will add that together, that will give us sum of 16. So let's compute. So 75 times 75 divided by 0.100. So therefore the percentage of the male student on that certain room is 75%, and the girls, which is 75 minus 100, is 25. Therefore, the percentage of the girls there is 25%. So next is statistics. So what is statistics? This is an interested topic because it was commonly used in today's life every day. I mean, it's used every day. So let's find out what is statistics. Statistics is the study of the collection, analysis, interpretation, presentation, and organization of data. In other words, it is mathematical discipline to collect, summarize data. Also, we can say that statistics is a branch of applied mathematics. So as commonly I say earlier, it's used. For example, it's a company. In the company, statistics is very helpful in that company because it compute their salaries, tax, profits, loss, bonus, and their monthly income. So next is scientific notation. So from the word scientific, was commonly used in science, for example in physics, biology, and so on and more. So let's find out what is scientific notation. Scientific notation is a way of expressing numbers that are too large or too small to be conveniently written in decimal form. since to do so would require writing out an incompletely long string of digits. So, to avoid, um, let's say, to avoid writing more digits in science, um, they work hard to find out and they invent number that it can be written shortly. So, for example, 600, let's say 650 million. So, millions. How many zeros in millions? So, 9. So, instead of writing 6.5 at 650 million, it would write 6.5 times 10 to the 8th power. So, that's easy. No need to write any more hassle like that. So, distance formula. Distance formula, algebraic expression that keeps the distance between pairs of points in terms of their coordinates. See coordinates is now in 2 and 3 dimensional Euclidean space. The distance formulas for points in rectangular coordinates are based on the Pythagorean theorem. So example for this is, and so the formula that we're gonna use when we are finding the distance is d is equals to rate times time. So next is decimals. So what is decimals? A decimal is a number that consists of a whole and a fractional part separated by a decimal point. The decimal system, also known as the base -10 system, use 10 different digits, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Each position to the right of the decimal point represents the power of 10 with the negative exponent. So it was commonly used at the um, right side of the number. So next is algebraic term. So what is algebraic term? The branch of mathematics in which abstract symbols rather than number are manipulated or operated with arithmetic. So algebraic term is instead of numbers, it was conducted with symbols like positive, negative, decimals, percentage, and many more.